I think we wanted to come, well, I don't think we wanted to, but we wanted to come together and kind of give you, one, it's been a minute since we put out a video. That's because Chris is our video guy and I don't do any of that. But just to give you an update with what we're doing, what it's like to be on land again after being a live aboard family that's sailed and served, and just to kind of give you all an update, tell everybody what we're doing, and what it's like being back on land. And Ava's going to join us for some of the conversation because I thought it would be good to get a kid input, and you never know, Lola might jump in too.
Yeah.
So the first question, I just had some talk points, so that's why I'm looking at my phone.
Yeah.
What we miss most of boat life. What do you miss most about living on the boat?
The ocean.
The ocean?
Mm-hmm.
Just
in general.
In general, or?
Yeah.
Hey Lola, do you want to be part? Okay. Right? The first question that we have is, what do you miss most about living on the boat?
Maggie.
Maggie? Ooh, that's a good one. I think I would agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that, well, there's a lot about living on a boat that I miss, but just the ocean is definitely more of my strong suit than being in winter weather, I guess. I think I got used to the salt water a little bit more than just being on land, just being able to go catch our own dinner, and then obviously Maggie, for sure.
This video might be a little biased because we've been off the boat about 6 months.
Yeah.
And we, for the last week, have been in a snowstorm, per se, Snowmageddon 2021. And so we were having a little bit of cabin fever, which you also get on a boat. So, but some of our answers might be more biased towards the tropical weather because we're missing it right now because of the weather we're having here. But yeah, I would say I miss the marine life and being able to see that. Like I've always, one of my things I wanted to be when I grew up was a marine biologist. And so I just love the birds. I love, except for them pooping on the boat, and them seeing the manatees and the dolphins. Like that never gets old.
I got something else.
You got something else?
I miss all the animals.
All the animals.
All the animals.
And just seeing the cool places and being able to drop anchor anywhere. I mean, not anywhere, but you can pull up in these cool places that you can't get to on land and just like anchor out, and that's like your home for the night. So that was really cool. I definitely miss that.
Yeah, definitely being able to be mobile on the water was so nice.
And what do you not miss about living on a boat?
I think the answer to that, David, you can go ahead and answer this one.
The small kitchen.
The small kitchen? That was not what I was expecting.
And seasick.
The small
There
kitchen.
you go.
And being seasick.
The rough weather.
Uh-huh.
I think that's really the only thing that
You
I
barely
didn't
got
like.
seasick.
And I don't like the birds pooping on our boat.
But you like chasing them off the boat.
You didn't like the birds pooping on the boat.
Mm-mm.
So bird poop, rough weather.
Oh, I didn't mind rough weather so much.
She
Yeah.
was a trooper, except for that one time.
Except for when we just crossed back over the Gulf Stream
Yeah.
in December.
Yeah.
For me, like lack of showers, like not feeling clean and fresh all the time, that got old. And just also lack of privacy, because we were on a 43-foot boat, so that was great. And I love our boat. I miss our boat, but the layout was not very open feeling, and so sometimes, especially when you were stuck on it for a week because you're riding out blows and you can't really get off, it just got really small, and just so the lack of privacy for my introvertedness was hard. That's what I don't miss.
Just being able to jump in the salt water, rinse off, and then hose off with the wash down pump. Whatever. It worked. We made do. And this was in January, February.
Yeah, I
We're in
don't
the
do
Bahamas,
the
so we
ocean
do that.
in January, February.
And I
Yeah.
miss my bed. I got a mermaid bed.
Oh, she
Got a
misses her
mermaid
mermaid blanket.
Next
The next is just what we've been doing since being off the boat, what our future plans are, and would we ever consider boat life again? Do you want me to
Well,
call you
that's
back for that?
Here's a
or-
question.
That's an easy one.
What do you like better, sledding or spearfishing?
Spearfishing.
All day, and I don't even spearfish, but
Unless Dad.
all right.
So
So
bye.
say bye.
Bye.
Say
Miss you. Miss you, everyone.
Okay. What have we done since moving off the boat?
So we sold the boat.
I don't know if that's been put out.
It
or
hadn't
not.
been put out there.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, yeah. So September we did sell the boat due to border lockdowns and whatnot. We just felt like that was the proper thing to do at the time.
Yeah, COVID's kind
and-
of killer for trying to serve and sell.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And just have the idea of having a boat just sit there for long periods of time, I wasn't really for that. Since we were off the boat, I think I got off. Jamie went back to the States with the girls, or the States. Went back from Florida to Arkansas around, I don't know, September. I stayed with the boat until the deal was closed. It belonged to a family in St. Pete now. In fact, if you do live on that Gulf side area and you need some boat work done, I highly recommend the Yacht Rigger. That's
Great, great people, like good, honest,
great people.
good people.
And Stephen Lloyd and his dad Richard, they're from South Africa. They've doing this all their life, and so they know their stuff. And then, especially when that was done, we came back and we stayed over at your mom and dad's.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started. I just got back into buying and selling cars, just to raise money for what's next and to continue our ministry.
Like Chris said, we were in Arkansas staying with my parents. I needed to be there. That's where God put us for reasons for that season. And just being able to let the girls
Play with
spend
their cousins.
so much time with their cousins and love on them was such a blessing. And we had, I don't know how much we put on the channel. I know we put on like our socials about Great Guana in the Bahamas. That's where Chris was stuck.
Yeah.
And did work with Samaritan's Purse.
Mhm.
And they started the church back. And so we had just been praying and doing Zoom church with them and just really trying to figure out if that's where God was sending us. So that would be the next thing we did was, apart from being at my parents', we also spent time and we went back to Guana for a few months.
Mhm. Yeah, for 2 months from November to most of December.
Yeah.
We were in Great Guana. So we did that, and we got to keep just kind of stand in the gap, help out with the church, and keep it going, which it was already going, but just being able to help out in any way that we could. And so, but that definitely changed a lot from what our vision was to when we got there.
Absolutely. I feel like God kind of, it was a total growth. But through all of that, just God's mercies of somebody else providing their home so we could stay on the island and love on them. And I was able to do children's church. We just started being I don't know if we did as much work in the church as we thought we would originally do, but just being able to do prayer walks and just pray over the island and just really pour into the youth, which was such a blessing because we have always, anytime we've served or done any kind of humanitarian stuff, it's us having a tag team where I'll stay and do homeschool and then Chris will go, or vice versa. Or when the girls are done, we'll go see if they can do anything and help and volunteer and love on the island. And on Guana, like God created this abundance of children that originally we didn't even think there was going to be, but maybe like
I think there
4
were
to 5 kids.
Yeah, I think there might have been about that maybe that I saw, if that, when I was there for 3 months. I remember maybe like 2. But yeah, we went there, bad rental situation, tough time trying to get there. Somebody opened up their home to us when we were going to end up flying back early. One of our friends that came with us ended up flying back early. But
She was sick.
just being able to, the kids just coming out of nowhere and being able to start that children's ministry, that's what it kind of turned into.
And for us to do it as a family was just really cool. And
Yeah, rather than like me stay with the kids and then you
Yeah.
go, like we were all partnering and serving together with the community. It was really awesome.
Yeah, and I think that that's greatly missed. Like we miss the youth of the island. They're just great kids, and so having to step away from that and kind of, handing that to God and letting, I don't think we're opposed to going back to Guana. I think that we're definitely open for it, but it's the same situation. It's a place that was hit with a hurricane. All their housing is either taken up by contractors, which is understandable because they're rebuilding the island. They're trying to get their footing back because tourism is what their livelihood. And so it makes just us wanting to love on the island, it's harder to find housing. It's a prayer that we still have going so we can go back and continue to build up the youth. But I think more than that, just praying for somebody on the island to be able to come along and kind of do what we were doing and spending time with the kids. And we did like play date meetups and community cleanups, like once a week, just the kids. And we'd get a couple trash bags, and then after that, Chris would take them to the beach and play like beach. It was just a beautiful picture, and it was a beautiful, just all different cultures coming together. And I feel like it was just a good picture.
Yeah. So we didn't really talk much about boat life and all that. Obviously, you tell where our focus mainly was, and what meant the most to us over the last few months was our time in serving together as a family. That definitely was the most impactful for us both, as well as the kids.
Yeah.
But after we came back around the 21st of December, and we caught a boat ride back from some people over there, some people in the community, driving a boat back over to Florida, and it was pretty awesome.
Because it just shows you like God, because we sold our boat, we went to Guana, and then we ended up crossing the Gulf Stream on a boat. So I just thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. So for this time we went back on a sport fish, and we went from like 200 something miles in about 7 hours, which was pretty cool.
Which would have taken us a week on our boat.
Yeah.
Because we don't night sail.
You gotta stop, and you gotta.
Yeah, but that's part of it. I like that. Anyways, but it was really good.
Yeah.
Still got seasick though.
Yeah.
What are we doing right now? So we gave our little backdrop of we did serve, went back to the Bahamas.
Yeah. So sold the boat.
Sorry.
Came back home. Spent some time with family. Went back over to Great Guana, and then right before Christmas, January-ish, we came up here to Branson. We didn't want to get into a lease or anything because we wasn't sure what was next, and so we didn't even think about Branson. I was just on Airbnb one day and found this place that we're in, which is awesome. And so we got a spot in Branson, Missouri in the off season. And the reason why we chose here was because I have a friend of mine that I work with him in buying and selling cars, and that raises money for our ministry and for what's next and for our travel, and just being able to provide for my family as well. So
yeah, I think we came back a little bit earlier than we planned because of my grandmother's health. We just knew when we came back that it was time to find a space where we had space.
Yeah.
And to have privacy, to be intentional with our marriage, to be intentional as a family, and just to kind of get recharged, rebooted in that, because it definitely took a toll on us. And I think it's good to kind of recenter and focus on marriage. And I mean, that's important. And
Yeah.
sometimes when you're serving, you can get so caught up in pouring out. It's hard to find that balance to stop and pour into each other and
Yeah.
stay focused on what our second priorities are, and that should be each other.
Yeah. We always had something to do from the point when we sold the boat to coming back from, or while we were in Guana. And so that took a lot out of us, and we definitely wanted to get in our own space together and to be able to just recharge. By recharge, not only rest, but be able to just replenish our energy, our marriage. Not that we're in a bad place or anything, don't want you to think that, but to be able to focus on one another and to be able to realign our priorities, because a lot of times you can get in the mission field or working or wherever you are in life, if you're married or you're together with somebody, you can easily get your priorities out of alignment, and you just got to be mindful of it. And so we made the decision, we wanted to get our own space and to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Do just that. And we've been able to do that. Of course, this last week's snowstorm.
I've been looking at boats.
We've been looking at boats again. We're definitely ready to get back on the water. But so what we're going to be doing, and this might be your next question about what's next.
Yes, kind of what we are, what we have lined out, what we're praying
Yes.
about, where we feel God is possibly opening doors. And we'll just kind of see. It's weird saying like, well, we don't know. We're just going to wing it. But
Right.
definitely something that I think that's come on our radar, and it's come up and we've kind of gravitated towards. And then we're like, oh, we need to bring that to God and pray about it. But not just sit on it and pray, but also like reach out to some contacts.
Yeah, put some skin in the game.
Yeah.
So what Jamie's talking about is our vision for what's next and where we feel called to serve. And just to give you a little history, we've always had passion for obviously travel and culture, and Central America's always been on our forefront, like kind of where we felt called to.
And where we've been to Belize, and we've served in Costa Rica, and
we have a lot of different relationships in different countries over in Central America, with Guatemala and Honduras, and also in the Roatan, the island of Honduras, and Belize and Costa Rica. So we plan to do some exploratory trips over around Guatemala and the Rio Dulce area, which is where we were going to go during hurricane season before all of the plans just changed.
Yeah.
And then also go to Roatan over in Honduras. Maybe even Belize. I'm not sure. It's not all set in stone.
Yeah, we're just kind of praying, being open, reaching out to connections we have in the locations, praying about it, looking at the needs there.
And seeing what would be a good fit for us and our families.
Yeah, because obviously safety is always an issue
Yeah.
wherever we go. So we
Right.
want to make sure that there's opportunities for us to serve. There's a need. They got hit really hard with the 2 hurricanes. And we're friends with people that are still like mudding out, and it's February, and I think the hurricanes hit in September.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so it's not the U.S., and so it's kind of a little more forgotten. It happens in the States too, but being that it's so set apart in another country, like they just get forgotten about, and
Yeah.
we just feel that's where we feel being pulled right now. But we'll see what God does with that. And yeah.
Cool. What's next?
Would we
buy a boat again?
Would we do boat life again? Do you think that boat life will ever be a part of our future again?
Yes, we would do boat life again. If we did it a little differently, we would just debate on what kind of boat we would get. We almost bought a sport fish a while back, but Jamie thinks that we would do that, or maybe like a trawler or something, but I don't know.
I don't know if we would do a trawler.
I think I would lean, I would lean more to something with sails.
Not that I don't,
Sure.
there's nothing wrong with a trawler, it's just we do like to sail, and so,
Yeah,
and sailboats tend to go just as fast as trawlers, so
Right.
if we were gonna be able to
yeah,
have the luxury to choose,
and save on fuel too.
yeah.
That's a lot of gas.
Yeah, because
And
if we're
then-
gonna spend money on fuel, we might as well go with an old sport fish.
Mhm. Yeah, and the maintenance and all that, for sure. So, and then also, you think about like land that you,
Oh, that cut off too, huh?
yeah. Just as far as being on land, I would say that it's nice. It has its conveniences of being able to go, over to the local grocery store and get what you want, and but at the same time being able to dive in for fish and lobster, and you don't have the convenience of doing that here. So yeah, it's got its pros and its cons. I would take the adventure over just the conveniences.
Yeah, I mean, it's just less planning. You're on land, so for the most part, it's stable. So even if it's raining buckets outside, you can still run in your car and run to the store or drive through or whatever. Things that we have on land that we don't necessarily need, dishwasher, I could care less. I mean, we use it because we got it, but I don't necessarily be like, oh, I'm so glad we're back on land so we can have a dishwasher. And washer and dryer, hot water, all the way, all day, will always be my go-tos. Being able to take a 10-minute shower
Yeah.
that's hot
Yeah. How about you?
is amazing.
What are they talking about?
Land or water? The conveniences on land, or the adventure of being on the water?
I think both.
You
Yeah.
pick both.
We want to do
Good
it
answer.
all.
I don't like the price of the water because we don't get hot showers and there's not that much privacy, because on the boat we would have to shower at night and then it was cold. So
Yeah. Or
Most of
it
the
was
time.
just so hot that it's just trying to find that balance. Bugs, you take one at night, you're getting eaten by mosquitoes.
Yeah.
like one during the day you're being spotted.
You're being spotted. We always showered on the back of the boat. We had showers inside, but I'd rather keep all the musty, moldy outside the boat.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah. But that's
Definitely a paid for boat. I think that's something we've kind of, not having a boat payment.
either that, or if we did have a boat payment, one that's very, very small. But it'd also be nice to just have it paid for sure.
Yeah,
I agree.
but I mean, that usually means more problems, but who knows?
We'll see.
We're just winging it here.
Yeah.
Seeing where God takes us.
Yeah. Well, so that's it. That's what we've been doing. That's an update. Some of the questions that people have asked us about.
Oh, I didn't
What?
get to do that.
What?
These take fours. Homeschool. That was a question that was asked. And are we homeschooling the girls, or are we?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we didn't put them in public school just because we were back in the States. We like homeschool. We like the flexibility of it. We like being able to choose the subjects that they are getting to enrich their life with. And same for Lola. We were debating public school. She's supposed to start in kindergarten in the fall. Just crazy to think about.
Oh my gosh. Yes, it is.
But we've been doing some online stuff here, and it's working out really well. So I think we'll continue with that.
Mhm.
She's already started the kindergarten program anyways.
Right.
So yeah.
And she's doing good in it.
Yeah,
For
I mean,
sure.
we enjoy it. We love the flexibility. We love being able to go and serve and still, make sure their education is a priority. So yeah, it's working for us right now. I know it doesn't work for everybody, and in some places it might not, just depending on your internet situation. If you're trying to do an online program versus books and paper, we've done both with Ava. So, but right now it's working, and so we're just going to keep trudging on. I'm sure I forgot something else that cut off, but
All good.
new
Anyway,
link. It'll
if
be
you've watched this whole video, way to go.
That's all.
Yeah, we have a new platform. The link will be in there. It just gives a little more in depth about our missions and just keeping everybody updated. So
Yeah,
check
and
that
if you are in the States and you are looking to possibly buy a car, just to let you know, as far as the profits that are made, 50% of it goes straight back to Kingdom causes, 40% to missions, and we have a God account that we set 10% of the profits aside to be able to give and support others as well. And then the other 50% goes to just living expenses and whatnot. So.
Yeah. So,
Anyway, but yeah, we'll definitely post the link down below to our new Give Send Go account that we're using rather than our older platform.
yeah, if you got contacts, connections in Roatan for ministry opportunities and you want to share, or in the Rio in Guatemala, please share. And we would love to reach out to different people. We've already reached out to a couple. We kind of have our housing situated, as long as nothing happens and none of the borders close. So, yeah, thanks guys.
Thanks for watching.